Hi, my name's Mark Mollenkoff from Feeding America. This video demo is being recorded for users from food banks and food pantries that have been using the PantryTrak platform for the last number of years. You've used the system to serve neighbors and record their visits at your food pantries and other distributions. In this video, we'll highlight the features and functions of Feeding America's new Service Insights on MealConnect platform that is the upgraded replacement for PantryTrak. Since Service Insights on MealConnect is a bit of a long name, you'll hear me refer to it as SIMC. I'll present the two systems in a bit of a side-by-side comparison with the hope that this will help make it easy for you to understand how it will be for you and your users to make the eventual switch to SIMC. Let's get started. Here are the basic features that we'll cover in this video. Searching for a neighbor using different versions of the search, viewing the household details, adding the visit, doing the electronic signature, serving the neighbor, and going back to the home screen to see the updated counts. In the prior video in this series, you would have seen the login process, and this is where we left off after the user was logged in. In both cases, we have the main screens up. A nice feature of Service Insights on MealConnect is that right from the home screen, you can begin to search for a neighbor and immediately serve them for the event or events that you have set up for that day. For PantryTrak, you do have to pick which event you are serving. So let me make that selection. On the PantryTrak side, we'll select a produce market. And on Service Insights, we have a drive-through pantry that is set up for this demo. As I said in the last video, Service Insights on MealConnect is mobile responsive. So if you were doing this on a tablet or even a cell phone, you will be able to easily resize the screen and still be able to perform all of the functions. That's not necessarily the case with the older PantryTrak platform. For that purpose, I'll widen out the PantryTrak screen and we'll begin just to do a quick lookup that you'd be familiar with doing. We'll search for our neighbor, Donald Duck. Just using the name search, we can see that we have our neighbor, Donald Duck. I'm looking for the one that is on Mickey Mouse Way, and this is the neighbor record. We can view the details of Donald's household. Donald, Daisy, and Scrooge McDuck are members of the household. We can see prior visit history as well. If we search for the same person on Service Insights, we'll also see that we have a Donald Duck. The one that we're interested in is here on Dixie Highway in Fairfield, Ohio. There's a little plus sign to expand and see more details about this household. And again, in this version of the household, we can see we have Scrooge Duck and Daisy Duck as household members. We can view other details and expand some more before we even begin the visit record. And this will show more of the household details as well as the visit history that we have for this neighbor. We do have options for race and ethnicity, which would be different from what we've done previously on the PantryTrak side. We still use the same groupings of ages that are set by each of the states. In this case, this demo is a state where seniors begin at 60 years old versus 65 or 55 in the couple of states that do that. We can see the other active household members. This particular family doesn't have a proxy and does have a number of other details available about them. For serving the neighbor, we can click on the Add Visit here, or on the PantryTrak side, we would click on the user's name or the neighbor's name. We'll click on the neighbor's name here, and you'll be familiar with seeing the family, 3 household members, 2 adults, 1 senior, and then going to the electronic signature screen. Just as we showed with Service Insights on MealConnect, there is certainly other additional info available about the family that can be recorded. We'll go to the electronic signature. This household is a family of 3. This is set up with data for the state of Ohio, and the current income limits, annual, monthly, and weekly, are showing correctly. And to serve Donald, would ask the neighbor to turn the screen around to them, and they would type their initials and click the I agree as the head of household in this case. And that would complete that record. Let's do the same thing for the neighbor on the Service Insights, but let's run through a few more of the details that you might not be familiar with. So we've searched for Donald. We'll add the visit. We'll ask, has any of your information changed? We try to prompt the users to help make it easier for them to serve the neighbor. We do have, just as in PantryTrak, the option for no fixed address, which defaults to the address of the agency where the neighbor is being served, or certainly for any neighbors that are unhoused, this is an option. Otherwise, you can put in the regular address, how many household members, who is active in the household. There are other options around SNAP, asking about SNAP benefits. These were previously asked, so this box is collapsed. We call this progressive intake, so that once a question's been asked, you don't have to then ask it every other time, and they're set on a preference scale that's established by the food bank as to when those questions should be refreshed. Normally, every 6 months or 12 months is a kind of normal setting. We have said that this neighbor is eligible. Now, one of the key things about Service Insights, just as with PantryTrak, is that the system will not deny the eligibility, but this neighbor has shown up. They've attested that their information is correct and that they're eligible for the platform. We'll continue to the next screen, which will take us to the signature screen, again, showing the same details, family size of 3, the same income limits. This screen is a lot cleaner and fresher to look at and is also mobile responsive. Does include all of the basic language that's required for each of the states, and certainly the USDA non-discrimination statement that, of course, every neighbor reads every single time that they come through. In this case, we can select who is going to sign for the service. Again, we'll use the head of household. And in this state, we have typed initials are an acceptable signature form. So, Donald Duck. And we're signing for the service on today. We'll save and continue. Other following questions are completely optional to identify either race, ethnicity, or gender. Again, these are collapsed because they had been previously answered by the neighbor. So we'll skip over those, going through them, but you can see that the basic options are there. If any of the information is changed, it will let you update it. We'll save and continue. We do give the option for agencies that record pounds, pieces, dollars, or even the number of meals unique to each visit. That can be added optionally. Also, just as with PantryTrak, a secondary service or more can be added to the visit. In this case, the secondary service could be SNAP application assistance. We do have the ability to print a QR code that the neighbor can use, or to add an existing barcode from a pre-printed card to the system. In a next example, we'll look up using the alt IDs that you would be familiar with from the PantryTrak side. We can finish this visit. Confirms that the visit has been added. For agencies that do make future reservations for neighbors, for example, this neighbor's come in today on Wednesday the 14th, and we would make a visit for them in March, for example. We could make that here, otherwise we can just click done. This will take us back to the main menu. And we now see that we've served one household with 3 individuals, 2 adults, 1 senior in total for the day so far. To see that same thing on the PantryTrak side, we would complete the screen and go back to our regular list, at which point we would see that same summary information displayed on the original PantryTrak screens. Because I did want to highlight the search capabilities, we do have the ability to search on Alt ID, so those barcodes, search by address, search by date of birth, the name that we used previously, and or phone number. Let's just do the Alt ID for both of these. If this was being done from a tablet or a mobile phone that had a camera, you would be able to just select the scanner icon and it would open the camera on the mobile device and allow you to immediately scan. For this demo, I have a traditional barcode scanner plugged into my USB port. I read the barcode and search, and in this case, up comes our record for Mr. Mouse, Mickey Mouse. Let's do the same thing over on the PantryTrak side. Again, Alt ID and search. And we do see that this record is for Mr. Duck on this system. And we can add a visit for them today. And it would look up the neighbor as well. So using the barcode scanning works the same in both systems, with the addition that in the new Service Insights platform that you can use the native camera and on a tablet, even on a laptop, but it's a little less convenient, and certainly on a mobile phone works wonderfully. I hope this is helpful to show you side by side on serving an existing neighbor. In the next video, we'll highlight what it's like to serve a brand new neighbor that we've added to the system. Thanks for watching.